let's start the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Not too wide. You want to be able to really feel that there is some sort of alignment. So maybe you want to play a little bit. Make sure that your toes are pointing forward and your heels are in line with your middle toes. So press your feet down, and then maybe you're going to feel that you have to engage certain muscles in your body to be able to really press down. Like for me, and it's different for everybody, when I bend my knees a little bit, I at least have that impression that I'm pressing more down. And then go a little bit more, and then come back. So now the feet are just resting on the floor. There's probably no change in weight or pressure, but it's just that impression, that intention of pressing down. Let's inhale, reach the arms up, and then reach one arm up and as high as you can. You can grab your forearm or your elbow with the other hand, but continue to reach up. So we want to not necessarily go over, but find that length on one side by reaching up. Inhale and exhale, and then release. Put the thing a little bit more back. And from here, reach up again. And then bend, grab the other arm and then lift your arm up so that you can find that stretch. And then release. And I'm very sorry. This is really a bad thing. So, okay. Now reach both arms up, interlace your hands, turn the palms up and try to have that same effect, but now we're lengthening both sides and at the same time we're pressing our feet down. So whatever you needed or you felt that you were doing by pressing the feet down, you might want to do that again now. So inhale, and then very gently, only the spine, so the hips remain in place, we're going to turn to the right. I have my knees bent, it gives me a little bit more stability. And then coming back, and then turning to the left. So gentle rotation, and then release. Keeping the left arm on the side, we're going to start to make big circles with the right arm. So again, we don't want to go all moving. We just want to rotate into our shoulder socket. And we're only going to go backwards. We want to open the chest here. So open the muscles at the front of our shoulder. So one more after this. And then place the right arm next to the body. And then let's do the other side. Two more. And then release. Bring the arms to the side and now press your fingertips away from you. Observe what happens with your shoulders. And then start to turn the palms up, rolling the shoulders back without pushing the floating ribs forward. So feeling the shoulder blades sinking. Continuing to stretch your arms. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Turn the palms to the front, bring the arms to the front, reach forward. So feeling that opening in the upper back, and then roll the shoulders back. And then reach forward again. And roll the shoulders back, turning the palms up, bending the elbows, bring the hands onto the shoulders. I'm going to do this 2 more times, so bending, opening, bending, and opening, keeping the hands onto the shoulders, bring the elbows together, and inhale, roll back, so as much as you can, so you can really hold onto your shoulders with your hands, opening up, one more this direction, and then we will change, so changing direction, and then release. Bring the arms again to the side and starting to make little circles with your arms. So it's not about moving the whole body. It's again, really just working with the shoulder socket. So sometimes we get some tension in the neck here, so press your chin a little bit more to the back and then change direction. And then bring the arms long again, and this time circles with the wrists. And then press the heels of the hands away. Feel the stretch into your forearm. And then stretch your fingers out. Turn the right palm up, the left palm stays down. Strong legs here. Press your right foot a little bit more into the floor. And then lift your right arm up, bring the left arm down. And this time you're gonna go over. So continue to press more into the right leg. So the arm and the leg, the distance between the fingers and the heel is long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, go a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale a little bit deeper. Turn the palm towards the ceiling. And then coming back. Both arms are long. So both arms, palms down. Take a breath in, roll the shoulders back. Strong feet. Turn the left palm up. Press the left foot into the floor. And then start to lift up. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. So again, creating that distance between your fingertips and the heel by pressing the left foot down and bring the left hand as far as you can. And then inhale, back up, exhale, release. And just shake it out. Placing the hands onto the hips, separate a little bit wider. And then we're gonna start to tilt in the hips. So your hands are on the top of your hips. And then we're gonna bring the pubic bone up and press the tailbone down. Your knees can stay loose. You don't have to keep them straight. So just bring the tailbone, the pubic bone up, tailbone down. And then the reverse. So you can really press with your hands here. So lifting the tailbone, dropping the pubic bone. You might feel some compression in the lower back, maybe some stretch into the belly as you do it. Let's do this a few times. So just that movement. This is a movement that can be done on the floor with knees bent as well. It's very good to release tension in the lower back. So if you have a lot of tension in the lower back, then you're not gonna lift the tailbone so much. So just be gentle with yourself. And then coming back to center. Separating the feet a little bit more. Now we're gonna press with the left hand on top of the left hip bone and lift the right. So we're moving a little bit here, and then the other side. So getting that sideward movements, but it's in the hips. So and then coming back to center. And then keeping the knees very loose and start to make circles with your hips. So try really to find that movement of the tilting of the hips again. So with your hands, you can probably follow and then change direction. And then coming back to center. Placing the hands in the back, bend your elbows, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the arms, take a deep breath in. Lengthen your spine and then very slowly start to pull your arms back, opening the chest, shoulder blades kissing each other. You can just look forward, you don't have to look up. Inhale, press your feet down and start to go slightly back. Press the hips forward as well. So we're not gonna go like this. Our lower body remains quite aligned. We're just gonna see how far we can go. If this is compressing too much in the lower back, come back up, do that little tilt, just a gentle tilt in the hips, and then go back. And then slowly come forward. Bring the hands onto the hips, straight legs from the hip crease. So lower your fingertips into that hip crease with a straight back. So find that length first, going forward. So go gradually, we're not gonna go to the extreme just yet. So just go gradually with your breath, Inhaling, maybe coming up a little bit, exhaling. Keeping the spine long. And feel what muscles engage naturally now. And then bend your knees slightly, lengthen your upper body, and activate your core for a moment. And slowly start to tilt back. So going into a chair, you can place your hands onto your thighs, or you can reach your arms forward for counterbalance. So coming down a little bit more, press those hips maybe a little bit more. Watch out not to curve too much into the lower back. Come down a little bit more. And then from here, bring the hands down and start to lift your hips. Press your feet again into the floor. So at a certain moment as you lengthen your legs, maybe your hamstrings are gonna say no. So then just lift your hands, grab the opposite elbows, and exhale, release a little bit more into the hips. So don't be too forceful on the back leg muscles. Inhale, exhale. Release your head, maybe shake a little bit, yes, no. And now release your hands, bend your knees as much as you need. So you can put the hands onto the floor and maybe onto a block. And then start to move on the toes, on the heels. So just swaying back and forward, feeling the feet onto the floor. And then we're gonna go back into our seat, placing the hands onto the thighs, roll the shoulders back and press into your feet and slowly come all the way up. So feet as wide as your hips. Bend your knees, place the heel of your hands just above the knee, place the fingers very quietly onto your knees and start to make circles. So leave the feet light. My toes are coming off, the inner and the outer side of my feet. So I'm giving a little massage to my feet at the same time, and then change direction. So there's very little happening of movement into my knee themselves. They're just bending and unbending, that's all. And then coming back, and then press again into your feet. Reach the arms up, and exhale. Let's bring the hands onto our hips, separate the feet. So your feet can be quite wide here. The toes are slightly pointed in. Bring the hands onto the hip crease, roll the shoulders back. And again, we're gonna go forward. So from the hip crease, start to lengthen the upper body. And you can really press your hips back with your fingers in your hip crease. So see how far you can get with pressing the hips back, opening the chest, long spine. The neck this time is part of your spine. So the neck is long. Inhale, exhale. Don't bend your knees here. If you're gonna bend them, they're gonna probably fall inside, so that's not very healthy for your knees. So just stay a little bit higher then. Inhale, and then with your next exhale, let's release the hands down. So maybe you have to put them a little bit more forward to reach down, or maybe you use a block. And then see if we can lengthen the spine. So definitively, if you're not touching the floor, maybe use a block, different heights to a block, or even a chair or a book. That's gonna work. So from here, place the right hand underneath the right shoulder. And then start to open up towards the left. See if you can keep your hips parallel to the floor. So the movement again is coming from the spine. Press into your supporting arm, reach the other arm up, and you can look up if that's comfortable for your neck. Otherwise, just look to the side. Inhale, exhale. And let's change hands. So you want to place your hands in the center and then opening up. So stacking the shoulders on top of each other. Bring the hips back in line. Maybe looking up. And then coming back down. This time, walking your hands towards your legs, so you can place your hands onto your legs. They can be as high or as low as you need them to be. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen out. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths, a long spine. And then place the hands down. This time, turn the right foot to the short side of the mat. Lift your back heel. Place both hands onto the floor and then bring the left knee down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. So releasing in the front of the left thigh. Bring the hands, interlace your hands in the back, or you can keep your hands wide. We're gonna inhale and open up, so gentle back bend. Exhale, release. So releasing is not pushing down. So contrary to what we did with the feet, here we just want to let gravity play. Inhale, exhale. And then release. Bring the hands down and walk your hands back. Keep the toes onto the floor. Lengthen your spine. And then lift your toes and come a little bit higher. So see if you can keep your spine straight. And just observe maybe the difference. If you round your spine, you probably won't feel that much stretch into your hamstrings. So it might be a natural thing to do to round the spine. But we want to lengthen a little bit more. So you might have to be, again, on blocks here. And then walk your foot down. Place both your hands on the inside of your right foot. The fingers pointing towards the long side of your mat. Tuck your back toe. And then now you're going to lift the right toes and bring your toes pointing towards the long side of the mat. So we're on our side, lifting the left toes up. You can lift the right heel. And if your balance is there today, maybe come hands in prayer or even arms up. But the main thing is a stretch in the inner leg. So then fold forward, press into your right foot, walk your hands towards the other side, turn the left toes towards the short side. Both hands on either side of the foot, lift your back heel and come onto your right knee. And then again, inhale. And by all means, if your stability is not totally present today, keep your hands onto your thigh. Inhale, exhale, release, and then if you want, open your arms. And bring the hands back down, walk your hands back, press your toes down, lengthen your spine. And lift your toes, lengthen your leg this time, lengthen your spine. And then bring the foot down, both hands on the inside of your left foot, fingers pointing down, tuck your back toe, and start to pivot on your left heel. And then coming down, coming on the right heel, left toes. Stretch on the inner thigh. And balancing if it's accessible. You want to keep that right foot flexed. Eventually the foot will be on the floor. And then release. And then let's come back to the center. Placing both hands onto the floor or fingertips. And heel toe your feet a little bit closer. So wider than the hips, toes pointing out. And let's come into our squat. So left hand goes on the floor so that the left arm is against the inside of your left leg. And then open up. So you can lift your left heel, open up, going for that twist. And reach back as much as you can. So we have the support of our leg against our left arm to stop us from falling. So we can really go and get that opening into the chest. And change sides, so right hand on the floor. Find the support here. Lift your right heel and open up. Really opening up. And then exhale, release. And walk your hands to one side so that we can come onto our hands and knees. So find the neutral spine. And we're gonna lift the right leg up so we can curve into the lower back. So watch out with your lower back. Your belly can drop here, so it's quite a deep lower back curving. See if you can lift your leg a little bit more, not bringing it closer, but just lifting. So working here with strengthening the hamstrings, which is not something that we do quite often. And bring it back, bring the knee towards the chest and round your spine. Move slowly here. And then again, lift up. So we're gonna do this for 3 more cycles of breath. Exhaling, knee to nose, round the spine, press into your hand. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale up. And exhale. And bring the knee down. Let's do the other side. So first lift the left leg, bend the knee. You can flex or point the toes, and then see if you can lift the thigh a little bit more. So you can come down and see, lift the thigh a little bit more. Pressing into your hands as a support. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Inhale, lift your leg, look forward. Exhale. One more time. And then bring the knee down. Separate your knees a little bit wider. And let's start to make circles with the hips. You can bend your elbows, you can move your head. And then changing direction. Let's bring the hands a little bit towards the front. And we're gonna lift the right arm up. And then bring the right arm underneath the left. So going for that long stretch. A variation on this that I explored yesterday with some other teacher is to go into child's pose and then do the same thing. For some people, this might be a little bit more relaxing. For others, this might be more challenging. So it's about opening the back of our right shoulder. So place your forehead onto the floor and then reach your left arm forward. So we don't have to worry too much about our hips moving. Compared to when we're here, we might just moving the hips. So sitting on our heels, the hips remain nice and long. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then coming back up onto all fours, so coming back to center, coming back up onto all fours, and then you decide which version you want to do. So lifting the left arm, or going first into child's pose, then lifting the left arm, and then reaching underneath the right, palm is up, reach your right arm forward, place your head, maybe your ear onto the floor, on a pillow, and release. So find that stretch into the upper back. So when you're in child's pose, it's very well possible that your left shoulder doesn't touch the floor. So that's okay. We're much more stable in our spine here, so the focus is really going onto the shoulder. Let's stay for 2 more breaths. And then slowly coming back up, coming onto our knees and shake it. Bring the hands to the front, our knees a little bit to the back, coming to a plank onto our knees. So make sure you don't sink here, so press into your hands, strong core, tuck your toes, and just gently lift your knees. So just hovering above the floor. Activate the core. Maybe you can play a little bit with tilting in the hips. So what happens? If you bring the tailbone up, you're gonna have to compensate a lot with the core, and vice versa. If you bring the pubic bone up, you're gonna have to compensate a lot in the lower back. So that's why it's important that we find our neutral position. And then bring the knees down. Again, walk back. This time, tuck your toes, just sit onto your heels for a moment and shake your hands. So take a deep breath in. Let your toes stretch out for a moment. And then walk your hands forward. Spread your fingers out. And again, we're going to explore a little bit. So turn the fingers slightly out. So if about 45 degrees, so your index finger is pointing towards the corner of your mat. Tuck your toes and start to come into your downward dog. So just observe what happens with the hands out. And if you say, well, I don't feel any difference, for a moment, just place your hands back, pointing forward, which is the way to do it. I just want to explore our body a little bit. So lifting the hips, keeping the knees bent, roll shoulders out. So with the hands pointing out, the mobility in the shoulders disappears a little bit because we are already opened up with the hands like this. So long spine, lifting the hips, and then stretch out one leg and change, and then gently walk your dog a few times. Or whatever you want to do here. If you want to place your hands back in line, go ahead. Just observe the shoulders, keep the shoulders rolling out. And then bend both your knees, lift your hips again. Get that energy from the earth, from your hands as you inhale all the way to the hips, and then bring the heels towards the floor. Intention. Inhale, exhale. Let's bring the left foot to the center and start to reach the right leg up. Straight leg. So if your leg is parallel with the floor or even very low, that's all fine. We want to find strength into that leg. Bend your right knee and then start to open up. Strong left leg. So don't just bend your knee just because it's easier. But focus also on your left leg. Press into your hands, open up those hips. Long spine still. And reach your right leg up again. And bring the right foot down. Bring the knees down, walk your hands back, keep your toes tucked. And for a moment again, sit onto your heels, shake your wrists. Take a breath in and walk back forward. Come back into your downward dog. Choose a version of your hands that you want to explore today. So find that long spine, neutral spine, and then bring the right foot in the center. Lift your left leg up. So long, strong leg. Bend your left knee and open up your left hip. Press into your hands. Keep the spine long. And then bring the left leg back up. Left foot back onto the floor. Realign your feet as wide as your hip. And this time, inhale, come into your plank. Bring the eye of the elbow to the front. So if your hands are still turned out, I suggest you point your fingers forward. Bring the eye of the elbows to the front and then slowly come all the way down. Bring your hands at the height of your breast. Roll the shoulders back, elbows back. Long legs, strong legs. Press your legs into the floor as you come up into your cobra. So spine, neck, all one line. So if you go higher, your head will be higher. If you stay lower, your head will be lower. You're looking more down. And then coming down. Bring the hands under the shoulders. And this time, without putting any pressure, we're gonna Inhale and lift the chest, lift the head. So no weight into the hands. Option for the arms, bring them back to the side or even to the front. So wherever you are, just don't press your belly button down. Make sure you have enough space into your lower back. Press those legs, the top of the feet down. And exhale. Bring the fingertips underneath the elbows. The elbows at the height of the shoulders, so everything is in one line. Hands, elbows, shoulders. And then press solely into your fingertips. So watch out that you don't let your shoulders sink forward. So first roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades back, and then start to press in to your fingertips. So strengthening those pectoral muscles, but in a long way. So if the shoulders are forward, we're also strengthening them, but they're becoming shorter. So we want to create that space by bringing the shoulder blades back and then come down. And release. Place your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes, and let's move into child's pose. So separate your knees, bring the big toes together, press yourself back. Keep your arms long, your elbows lifted, and bring the forehead onto something. Take a few breaths here. Feeling the breath moving into your upper back. And with every exhale, maybe you feel how there's a little bit more release, moving to the hips. And then slowly walking the hands back. And let's bring the legs towards the front. So if you need to sit on something so that you can keep that tilt into the hips, so what we did in the beginning, we want to be able to find that length into the spine. And for that, we want to tilt into the hips. So come and sit on the edge of something. So make it as high or as low as you need. And maybe you don't need it. So left leg is long, right foot comes in, and then start to open your knee to the side. So the right foot is on the inner thigh, quite close to the groin area. So if your right knee is floating, put something underneath. It can be a pillow. Ideally, it's something soft. So make sure you're sitting straight. Your knee is not hurting. Your foot is flexed. Taking a deep breath in, reaching the arms up. So finding length into your upper body. Inhale, and then exhale, rotate towards your bent leg. Place the left hand onto your right thigh and place the right hand in the back. Keep this leg, the left leg, very active, so don't sink, otherwise everything's going to be loose. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, rotate. So bring the back shoulder back. You can pull onto your knees or onto your thigh on the, and then hold that hand in the back. So gentle rotation. With every inhale, we find a bit more length. Every exhale, we go a little bit more back. And then inhale, back up. Again, lengthen out. And then from the hip crease, so you really want to find that hip crease, we're going to reach for right toes. So maybe you don't reach the toes, maybe you reach your knee or anywhere between that. So roll the shoulders back. You can also always grab a strap if you have one handy, place it around your foot. It becomes easier to bring the shoulders back. So it's possible you feel something into your right hip. Just make sure you don't feel pain into your right knee. So inhale, exhale. And then slowly coming up. And then again, lengthen out. And this time we're going to rotate towards the other side. So right hand comes on the outside of your left thigh, and then your left hand in the back. So the knee is pointing towards the other side. So this is really a rotation more into your upper spine. You can really pull onto your left leg. Just look forward. Just keep your head, your nose in line with your heart. And then coming back to center. Bring your right hand under your right knee and bring it up. Lengthen your leg. Maybe you need to shake it out a little bit. And then bring your left foot in. So again, as close as possible as your groin area. And then open the left knee. And the left foot comes on the inside of your thigh. So find that comfortable seat. Make sure you create space. And then reach up. Lengthening up. And as you exhale, so right hand comes on your left thigh, left hand in the back. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. So rotation mainly in the belly area. Inhale, exhale. You can look back if that's comfortable. Watch out that your back shoulder is not too high and doesn't fall forward. So really reposition the shoulder blade down. And then coming back to center, reaching the arms up and exhale where you can reach. So finding that length into your spine, finding the stretch maybe in the back of your leg. If this is really hurting too much, I suggest you bend your knee and you place something soft under your knee so that it can give in. Inhale, exhale. And then next inhale, let's come back up. So this is core, the core that's bringing you back up. And then exhale, rotate towards the right. So left hand on your right leg, right hand in the back, and see if you can feel more that rotation in the upper spine. Maybe the middle spine, but and then slowly coming back up. Back to the center. Place your left hand under your left knee. Bring it back and both legs forward. Let's open the legs if you have the space. Just for a moment. Let's sit straight again. So if you need, place your fingertips in the back, press down so that you can tilt into the hips. Inhale, exhale. If you want, you can start to fold forward. So from the hip crease, start to gently fold forward. Don't force it. Inner side of your legs is stretching. And then slowly coming back up. Bring the legs back together. Bring the hands in the back and just shake your legs. So we're going to go onto our back and we'll do some work with the strap. So I hope you have a strap. Otherwise a belt or a scarf. Preferably something that is not stretchy, but if it's stretchy, we'll work with that. So let's come onto our back. To start, let's bring our knees in. Just keep the belt close. Bring our knees in and really press your knees towards your chest. Observe what happens with your lower back. Like the more you're gonna press your knees up, the more your lower back, your sacrum is gonna lift. So now start to press the lower back down onto the floor. Hold on to your knees so you don't have to force it, but just don't let them just flop up. And then bring the sacrum onto the floor, lifting into the lower back. So natural curve of the lower back. And then press the sacrum into the floor and see if you can bring your knees a little bit closer. It's an awkward, or it's a strange thing. Like almost nothing is moving. And then just release. Lengthen out the left leg. Bring the strap around your right foot. So first of all, hold the strap quite close to your foot. Bring your head back down and then pull your knee towards your shoulder. So by pulling onto the strap, you're gonna pull your knee towards your shoulder. So it's not a happy baby, our hips are not open here. It's just a straight movement, pulling towards the strap. And then very slowly start to glide the strap into your hands so that you can stretch out your leg, keeping the shoulders onto the floor. So lengthen out the leg, hold onto the strap, eventually bring the elbows down, but if your strap is short, just keep your hands up, but don't pull, okay? Just to guide the strap. So press your heel up. So if your leg is here, that's fine. It depends on your hamstrings. So we want to press the heel up and then push the hip down. So creating that inner length into our whole leg. Your foot is parallel with the floor as if you were standing on the ceiling. So the four corners of the feet are reaching for the ceiling. Your toes can dance if they want. That's okay. So take another 2 breaths here. And then take the strap into your left hand. Open your right arm to the side and just go over your center. So activating those IT bands on the side of your leg. So your hip is not lifting. We're just going over a little bit past the center of your body, of your middle line. Press still the heel away. So if you're here, do the same thing. If you're here or here, wherever. And then coming back to center, take the strap into your right hand, left hand on your left hip, and this time open up towards the side. So see if you can place your upper arm onto the floor and then hold on tight towards the strap. So normally the strap is just there as your guide, but now I want you to hold on tight towards the strap and see if you can release in your hips, both hips. So if the leg is doing all the work, if we didn't have a strap, then all these muscles in the thigh would be tense and release would not be very easy. So we want to release the leg, hanging the strap, and by gravity opening the hip. And then this time with the strength of our leg coming back up. Bend the knee, take the strap off, place your left hand onto your right knee. Keep your right arm in a T. And then bring the right knee towards the left. So we did a few twists already, so don't force too much. Just again, let gravity open up, but this time keep your right shoulder onto the floor. So maybe your leg is quite high. Just allow gravity to play. So if you can support your right knee, and then very slowly starting to sink, allowing the body to release. And then coming back to center and lengthen the right leg. So again, we're going to take our strap, place it around our left foot. The right leg is active, and then hold onto the strap to bring your knee a little bit closer. So we need to press the right leg down here. And then very slowly again, start to glide the strap in your hand so you can stretch out the left leg. Finding that length between the heel and the hip. Inhale, exhale. Taking the strap in the right hand, opening the left arm to the side, and just past your center. So feeling that strange feeling on the outside of your left leg. It can be anywhere, it can be everywhere. IT bands, connecting muscles with bone. And then slowly coming back to center, strap into your left hand, right hand on your left hip bone. I'm just gonna move here and then open your left leg. So same thing, once you find a support and pulling onto the strap, release your left leg so that gravity can play, but make sure your right hip remains on the floor so you can press with your right hand onto your right hip bone. If you have sandbags or a very heavy cat or dog that's well behaved, you can have them sit here. So, but release, let gravity open up your left hip thigh. And then coming back to center. Bend your knee, let go of the strap so you can put it away. Place your right hand on your left knee, open your left arm in a T and go towards the right. So left shoulder remains on the floor here. It's about the chest. Go gradually, don't go too far. But don't look for status quo. We're always exploring our body and our mind as well. And then slowly coming back to center, lengthen the leg and bring the leg all the way down. Separate your feet, shake a little bit into your legs. Your feet are still quite active. And then bring the toes towards each other. Keep your hands onto your hip bone. And then bring the toes out as far as you can. And let's do this again. Bring the toes in and out. And now release. So now your feet are relaxed, your legs are relaxed. Bring the arms alongside the body. Roll the shoulders back, press into your head. So your shoulders are lifting as you press into your head. Walk your hands a little bit closer towards your feet so that your shoulder blades go down and then come down. Turn the palms up. This time, move your arms about 45 degrees away from your body. And if you're too tense onto your shoulder blades, then just wiggle yourself a little bit out, but make sure your chest remains open. And then let's bring the head towards the right. So looking towards the right, keeping the neck in line with the spine. And then coming back to center and then go to the other side. And coming back to center. And I gently roll from side to side. If you feel that your chin is lifting up too much, then bring the chin a little bit closer to the chest by lengthening the neck. And let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And a deep breath in and a long breath out. And then release. Stay here as long as you want, as you need. If it's time for you to leave, take a breath in. And exhale, move toes and fingers and nose. Bring the legs together. Inhale, stretch your body out. And exhale, bring the knees into the chest. And then roll over to one side. Come into a comfortable seated position. Again, find a good place for your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Gently tuck your chin. Feel length in your spine without tension. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Thank you so much for sharing, for your patience. And I wish you a wonderful Friday. Namaste.